All right, first one out of the gate. You know, the story of the game is we turned it over 5 times, and then we didn't get any takeaways. So that's hard. You know, just from that standpoint, when you put your defense in that kind of position, that's tough. We did have 2 sudden change stops, which is really good defensively. You know, I thought we handled the run pretty good. You know, there was a couple of runs that kicked out of there, but I mean, really, they rushed for 2.8, so that's pretty good. I mean, we held in there. You know, and then offensively, like we said, it's hard to get in a rhythm when you turn the ball over like that, or you're getting ready to start a drive and we kick off return, punt return. So just that was kind of the nature of it. We're excited to watch some of these guys, see how they did, grade the tape, learn from it, grow from it. That's what it's about. So next one. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. You know, you don't want all those. That's sort of said. You get caught in it's the, you know, all right. We need to see some of these guys. You know, you got to put them out there and you know, cut them loose and let them go play. You also want to win the game. You also want to play really well. You know, and we just, you know, we didn't do that. So that's the frustrating part of it is that, you know. But like I said, we're going to learn from it. We're going to be able to coach off of this tape and help some of these guys get better, and that'll serve us well. And I would expect us to play much better next week. These guys that played in this game. Well, I mean, I think for both of them it was up and down. You know, I thought Kyle. The hard thing is Kyle made. Had 2 bad plays, but those are two. You know, those were 2 turnovers, and but I thought, man, he ran the offense. He did so many good things, but you know, it's hard when those are the two. You know, so but the guy's a pro. He's played ball. He knows how to run a huddle and communicate things of that nature. He did make some good throws in there. And then Hooker, same thing, man. It was Hooker got to a couple of good checks for us. You know, he saw it, saw the defense, audibled on his own, which was outstanding. So that was promising. Um, you know, but he was up and down too. You know, and it's hard too. I mean, I don't want to make excuses for him, but when you come in and you're down 2 scores and you want, you know, you try to get him in a rhythm, but you also, do we push it, do we not, you know. um, that's not the easiest thing either for him, you know, to get a guy in a rhythm when you're kind of where we were at. But it was up and down. I was encouraged with some of the plays that he made. I thought that was kind of some next level stuff for him. Shows he's grown, so that was good. Yeah. Well, Tesla made some plays. Look, they both did. Um, you know, and I just go back to Lovett's 2 plays, 2 negative plays. He's going to learn from those. You know, it's college. You're making those plays. You're snatching them. You're going to continue to go. Well, this one, man, a guy's coming to knock it down out of your hands, and the other one, you know, you got it, and then he just takes it from you. You know, just squeezing the ball, get it tucked as fast as possible. It's just one of those emphasis deals. He's going to be better for this. You know, you hate that you got to learn it the hard way, but he will be better. But you know, we wanted to get Tesla and Love at the ball. We wanted to get these receivers some throws. You know, and I wish we could have gotten, you know, all those guys some throws. But it was good to see. I did think those 2 guys showed up. Yeah. Well, we like those 2 guys. You know, especially here we are. I don't even know how long we've been in camp anymore, but they those are 2 guys that have shown up to us and it really have improved over, you know, whatever that's been, 8 practices or so. So and then for them to come out here and make some plays, that, you know, that's good. And quite honestly, it's kind of what we expect. You know, I kind of expect that out of both of those guys. So it's encouraging. You know, they both, man, they bust their rear. They give you everything they got. They play hard. They practice hard. They learn. They don't make the same mistake twice. And those are the type of guys you're looking for. Yeah. Well, honestly, I thought it went better than I thought it would for the first time out of the gate. I thought it flowed pretty dang good. I was like, okay, this is good. So, there's a couple of things that we can clean up and get better at, but man, I thought it went pretty dang well, so that's good. Well, I don't, that's not, honestly, it's not the message yet. The message is, man, when you get an opportunity to make your plays, you got to make your plays, but you got to do it within the system. You got to do it with the fundamentals you've been taught, um, and, and, and play your rules. Uh, make sure you play your responsibility. And now you got one on tape. We got to clean this up. We have to get significantly better. We got to coach them better, and they got to play better next week. They got to practice better, and then I got to play better next week. I got to coach better. So I want to give these guys a chance to play better, and so we will. And that really is the message right now. Yeah, concern's not the right word. It's just more, look, we have our own standards, and it doesn't matter if you just walked in the door or, you've only practiced, you've had 10 practices, it's just, you know, look, we got to take care of the football, and it doesn't matter. You're wearing Lions gear, you got to take care of the ball, man, or it's going to be hard to keep you around, and so it's a hard lesson to be learned out here like that. But it's also we gotta put a little pressure, got to apply a little pressure in a good way, so that so we get better, man. We got to put some urgency on this. It is early, but it's never too early to get better, right? Well, honestly, I mean, we were in Cleveland last night, and then we drove in today. It all happened fast. I know this. Those guys that are going in, man, well, those are outstanding players. And that's, I did tell the team before we went out, man, you're in the presence of greatness, and maybe one day, how do you know one of you is not going to be here? It's pretty special. And so to see those guys come out, um, two of them I was in their era. The other two I was on the back end of their era, and so it's pretty cool to see those guys and the careers they've had, the durability, the production, all of it. I mean, you got to be doing some, you know, you got to be taking care of your body. You got to be doing all the little things right. I mean, there's so many things that go into it. So anyway, special. Those guys, they deserve this, and happy for them. All right.